What man can forget Kelly Lebrock in Woman in Red? What a movie and what an impact she made. She also appeared in other movies such as Weird Science. But many remember her most for the Pantene ad, an ad for Pantene. Remember the line? "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful." Here's our interview with Kelly Lebrock. You will always be known as the Woman in Red. I remember that Gene Wilder movie. That was incredible. And you must still feel good about that. That was really your big debut, and you'd been a model up till then, right?
Yes, I started modeling when I was 16, and then I moved from England to New York, where I was told that I was the wrong look. My mouth was too big, I was too exotic, and I didn't work for 6 months. I was labeled because I had a very European book. It was very Christy Brinkley and Cheryl Tiegs, blonde, lots of teeth, and I just did not have that look. So when things are different, it's a little hard, but yes. And then I got into film. My first film was Woman in Red, and it was the most extraordinary experience. It really was. To be with Gene and Gilda Radner, and people say, "How did you get the role?" I said, "Well, I was sleeping with the producer." Victor Dre, my first husband, produced it. It was his first film too.
But the scene with you and those two boys in Weird Science by John Hughes is a classic.
The scene in the shower, well, that was only supposed to take a few hours to shoot, and that actually took 3 days because the boys had an attack of the giggles, and they couldn't stop laughing. We had to keep reshooting, and I had actually prepared myself that if there was any footage of me full frontal, that they wouldn't be able to use it because I put Band-Aids there so that I would be saved.
Oh, that was so funny when you were looking down at them and you walked out, and then we all realized they had their clothes on from the belly button down.
Yes. I haven't yet done a film that I feel has showcased possibly my abilities as an actor. It's really tough when you were a sex symbol to be considered an actor. So now that I'm older, I want to go and I want to do some acting pieces. I think I have something inside of me that people will be surprised by.
You made some wonderful, warm comments about Hughes when he died. This man, to me, had the feeling of youth in all of his movies. He had that devil-may-care teenage attitude. And didn't you say he was always a teenager himself or something?
Yeah, John never grew up. He was the epitome of a teenager stuck in a man's heart. He saw things that most people didn't see, like, with the aunt making the sauce with the cigarette ash falling in there. Everything about families that annoy people, he was able to pick up on and use,
The other thing that you're famous for is saying, don't
hate me because I'm beautiful.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful for Pantene. I remember that.
And you know what? There's a new song out, a modern song. Then they're singing Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. And yes, it still works. It's fantastic.
Did you have different feedback on that one? Because I could imagine some people say, "Oh, the conceit of it all."
I know.
Did you have that?
I had so much crap from so many people, from valet parking to bankers to all sorts of people. Go on, say it. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. And actually when I did the interview for the commercial, they said, "Could you please say this?" And I looked at it and I went, "Are you serious? You want me to say this?" I said, "That's really obnoxious." And they said, "Well, just do one." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I did one, and I'm tongue-in-cheek, and I got the job. I've written a book, The Woman in Red, which I think will shock a lot of people because it's The Woman in Red actually has more connotations to blood than it does to color. And I don't want people to think that I was just this super snotty little celebrity movie star. I actually came from a very, very, very difficult place. And I think that when you read my story, you'll have compassion for me and you'll understand why I care so much.
Your brother, you lost your brother. When you lose something like that, close to you, that has an effect on you, does it not?
Yes, I lost my beautiful little brother Harold, who I never realized had Asperger's disease. Now here's a young man who, at a very young age, had developed a bad reaction to the measles mumps vaccine. So consequently, he had seizures until he was 8 years old that were so bad that they were 3/4 of an hour, his eyes rolling back, so he developed brain damage. And This young man could not hold a job. He was very angry, very negative, very isolated, antisocial. He had 36 car accidents. He had 3 in one day. That's not normal. But nobody knew about it. So now people are starting to learn, and we're going to try and help people that need help.
The growth of autism has been phenomenal, which is not right. Why are more and more children appearing with autism? Is there any studies on it that you know of?
All I know is that a few years ago, 1 in 1,200 children had autism, and now it's 1 in 100.
That's what I mean.
I think that we have to look at what we're doing to our food supplies, our air supplies, our moral fiber. It's all gone out the window, and that we all have to start eating better, thinking better, and just loving and caring each other, and stop giving our children to the doctors, because actually our health begins at home. It begins on the plate. And I have truly, really changed my life and other people's life through food. I believe gluten intolerances are detrimental to children with these difficult scenarios. And autism is really, really helped by diet. I've seen it. I've watched videos of kids where the mothers took them off gluten, and now the children who were locked into these little worlds are able to come out and see themselves and see where they were locked away and be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Now, why aren't doctors selling this? Why is it that they're selling drugs? Why is it that I'm being told that my child has ADD and that it has to be on drugs? These teachers are not doctors. They shouldn't be telling us to put our kids on drugs. I think that our beautiful little autistic children are barometers to what is going on in the world, and they are showing us that we are poisoning ourselves. And we have to look to these little people for the cures, because the cures are in the people that are sick. And they're not in from the hospitals, because I've just been into the hospital system for the last 6 years with my mother, who's been dying, and my brother just died in the system 18 months ago. So I see how the hospitals treat you. It's a business. If they can't do a procedure on you, they don't want you in there. Hospital is no longer a place for sick people. It's a place for business. And so I want to try and empower mothers, fathers, people to get back to basics, and that belongs with a meal at home. I have been involved in hyperbaric oxygen medicine for 25 years. I was one of the first people in America to have one in my home. And I see, if you give the body oxygen, watch it run. It's a gift. Oxygen, you can live without food for a little while. You can live without water, but you can only live a little while without oxygen. And I've seen footage of these children with autism. I've been working with them for the last 10 years with my friend Bob Sands, who has a website called Healing Chambers of America, where he has been treating autistic children with the oxygen, and you see these children go into these chambers and coming out different people.
Thank you, Kelly. I have a daughter named Kelly, so I have a special relationship here with you.
Well, you're beautiful. Thank you very much.
No, you've been a charmer here. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you.
Thank you.